It's Thursday evening, edging into Friday. I've been sitting here a couple hours and thought I'd just come in and say a quick hello. I've been a little lax at the station lately, but summer is a slow season. I'm hoping things pick up again as people get back into their routines and the school year begins. Last night was the announcement of the finalists for the IBMA Awards, and as usual, no big surprises. I don't know how many of our voting members vote, but they gotta get a little bit more into the mix. The female vocalist is the same this year as last year, and as it has mostly been for the last few years. I'm fairly impressed with the emerging artist category, and I had hoped something in the male vocalist category that didn't pan out. But I will be voting shortly, and I will definitely be at the awards on the 26th, on the 2nd of October. I can't believe it's only 6 weeks till IBMA. And probably 6 of the most exciting weeks of my year. My brother gets to town. We have the local fair with all the tents. We get over that. I have my birthday week, and then we're off to the beach. But after IBMA, I don't know what I'm doing this year. A lot of questions about mother's health issues and finances related to things of mine. Bus of Real Country has been struggling a little bit. We don't get the listeners we used to. I think we hit our height of listeners when I first got a listing on iTunes in 2009, and the things have changed. Also, the fact that people are digging up things on sources that don't pay as much royalties as we do. But I continue to stand in there for the cause. I still get enough free music to make up the difference. And I'm going to work as hard as I can to convince people there is things out there worth hearing that terrestrial radio wants nothing to do with. It's also going to be interesting to see what happens with this new FCC ruling, how much terrestrial radio will still play music. Heard last night that Disney is dropping a lot of their AM stations and a few FM stations all over the country. And this is probably part of it. Also, the kids probably can get on their tablets and on their phones and get their fix directly. I'm just hoping when this is all over and done that there will still be sources for people to compare what others are listening to The people that are currently broadcasting these can afford it. I've seen what's happened to Shoutcast and Loudcast. People going back to Live 365, and some of the independent networks worried about their funding. Roger's got a campaign on Bluegrass Mix to try and get a few more dollars in. As for the quality of music out there, it's pretty good. It has been for many years. And I'm one of those people that has the ear to get out there and prove it. It's also nice it's also nice talking to people online and being able to share facts about things. Mostly music, but not always. Had some interesting chats lately with some of my folks at the Old Obituaries group. Nobody in our pool had Robin Williams, but I was among about 4 people that had Lauren Bacall. I'm not happy with the state of the world these days. I don't think anybody is. It's sad to see kids getting killed for their religion in other countries. And I do have my concerns. When the incident happened in 2001, I was not home. I was in Austin. I was supposed to go home that morning. It took nearly a week before I finally got myself on a flight to Baltimore and got picked up. I don't know what people are thinking, but we've come a long way with weapons and etc. since we fought some of the major wars. Unfortunately, our enemy has access to some things too. I'm just hoping that we have enough people in this country that are smart enough to defend. Because it's going to take more than our leadership is willing to give right now. So, if you listen to Bus of Real Country, I'm asking again that if you come in on the Live 365 page, consider giving us a vote, up or down, what you like or don't like. Consider sending us a donation, or consider joining as a VIP member. VIP, I think, is only a few dollars a month, and you will not get the commercials from Live 365. You'll still get me with all my bumpers and so forth. And I strive to relate things that connect to the station. I don't think too many other stations would have interest in Western Swing Awards in Washington. Or for that matter, the new inductees into the Bluegrass Hall of Fame. And because I'm home here and overly addicted to things, I'm not hard to get in touch with to ask. I do take recommendations very seriously. I've got a shirt on tonight that says Steel Guitar Association. I got shirts up there from Honky Tonk Artists. I've got a few bluegrass shirts. And I'm hoping I can just continue to share the music. I've only been on here about 10 minutes. At this time, I don't have any drastic plans for change. I have a couple of message boards set up that I'm neglecting a little bit. The website has changed. It used to be busofrealcountry.net at GoDaddy. It is now busofrealcountry.com at Foursquare. I need to add a few more commentaries and pictures. I need to catch up on logging my charts for the year-end charts. But the site there does have a few pictures from my events of this year. And we are keeping up with the playlist adds to the general playlist and the weekly top 20. And let me continue to apologize to anybody that sees my screen name on Facebook who is not directly connected to my music. You're going to see a lot of posts on there that you could care less about. And the way Facebook's set up, you might ignore them. But it still seems at this time one of the more effective ways to get the word out. So not much going on here. Fred showing his first sweet potato. Not too much on here. So I would also encourage that if there's something you want to hear that was on the country charts from about 1920 on. Let me know. If I can find it, I might consider adding it. I've enjoyed running this station since December of 2007. Can't believe I'm still at it. Usually a turnaround for me is about 5 years max in a project. When I got into amateur radio, back in 1984, it was 1985 when I started getting onto the traffic nets, and I actually kept that up for about 8 years. And the reason I cut off from that was that in 93 I started working. But by then, things were already getting down to the point where you didn't just pass messages for anybody for practice anymore. Internet was taking over. I can say I have been on line since August of 1995. I first got on AOL. I hung there for about 10 years. Moved on to MySpace and moved to Facebook in 2008. And I've kept up some friendships through all those years. And I appreciate the artists and so forth that know me as a fan and the broadcaster. I should say fan first, then broadcaster. I don't think I would have considered taking this on 2007 if I didn't know as many artists as I did. And I did not know anyone in bluegrass at that time. I knew the Texas artists, and I knew the people through Western Swing and the steel guitar people. But what I learned meeting those people made the transition to bluegrass very easy. Okay. Looks like it's going to be pretty quiet here, so I think I'll say good night, good morning, have a great weekend, and I'm not sure when I'll be on again. But to those who still have a week or two left, enjoy the summer. I'm probably going to get into my favorite time of the year. I wish it would have been a little warmer this year, but sometimes that's what happens. Take care. God bless. Good night.